This is an adult channel. See the hat? That is Star Helix Series Station patch. I bought the patch and I found me a blue hat and ironed on the patch. I didn't know if it was screen accurate or not. I didn't know if they actually wore hats, but I watched The Expanse 3 times now, and this last time I watched it, I paid attention. Yeah, and they actually had blue hats for the Star Helix. I thought that was pretty cool. Sirius Station, there's no rain, I don't think. So people are always asking Miller, what's the deal with a hat? But some of them wore hats. So in season 5 of The Expanse, Naomi went through some ordeals. It was pretty bad. And part of that ordeal took place on her own ship. She had bought a ship called the Chetzemoka. And I looked it up. It's named after a tribe, Native American tribe. And even though that's not how they call themselves, that's not how they pronounce their own name. But anyway, the Chetzemoka was Naomi's ship in the 5th season, and she after she got rescued by Bobby and Alex, R.I.P., they had one missile left on the Rocinante, and they said, what do you want to do with the Chetzemoka? And she said, and it was still armed with bombs, and she says, I'll take that one missile, and she blew it to bits. It was still armed, and it was also in a spiral that she had started, so Alex could not dock with her ship. But anyway, she blew it to bits. She got to where she hated that ship. She'd given it to Philip. I guess technically it was Philip's when she blew it to bits, but this is one of those bits. This is a screen-used Chetzemoka device. And when I saw it, and there's some more on eBay, you could, if you go look for the Expanse prop. When I saw it, I had to have something from the Expanse that wasn't thousands of dollars. This didn't cost thousands of dollars. It didn't even cost over $100. But I had to have something. And I thought what we could do is we could take this and take a look at it and see what the production crew did to make this Chetzemoka device bomb. And it's fascinating to see how these production prop builders, how they do stuff. By the way, this is a legal, legitimate, bona fide salvage. So what we have here, if you remember on the show, these had a red light behind them, or glowing from them, and this comes apart. It's got some magnets that hold it together. And after I got it, I started to examine it, and you can see that word, Duracell. Using a search engine picture search, this is a beacon. They call it a beacon, and it just has different light patterns, and you set it out in case of emergency, I guess. For production, they took the center out, which was a button that you pressed it several times, and they got different functions. So taking a closer look here, you can see where they drilled a hole in it there for some reason. I think that was surely because it goes all the way through. So that was to mount it on the wall, and I'm sure the camera was filmed from this direction, so you couldn't see the screw holding it in. Or maybe you could. Maybe they didn't care. And if you look along the side, you see there's a hole right there. And that looks like it was drilled also, but it's a nice clean drill hole. And if you look inside there, you can see there's an LED that's been pushed to the side. See that? And I think they were all wired together. So I think that's where they put the dummy wire at. This side, as you can see, it holds the batteries in there. It takes 3 AAAs. And I took the screws out. I've left them out because it snaps together so good. I'll put them back in after this video. And then the other part, this is a USB hub. Didn't take me long to do a picture search and enter that brand name. And the Expanse was full of brand names all over the place. Some of them were real, some of them were fake. Yeah, so they just left it on there. Now this clean cut piece of plexi, this was cut for the show because a USB port doesn't normally have this square on the back. So that's what they did. You can see where they cut it. And they screwed it onto the USB hub, it looks like, or glued it. They may have glued it. But those screws stick onto those magnets. And then on the top, this is was made by production. It's it feels like a rubbery plastic. It's not super hard or brittle. And you can see where they painted it. Now if you look closely, the color orange for this beacon is slightly darker, but I'm sure that was not, I mean, there was only one of them that got a close-up on the show. And on the side, on the one that got the close-up, it actually had words here that said, "Do not move after armed," I think it said. I'd like to have that one, but there's no telling. I mean, somebody might have kept it, or it's out there for sale somewhere. But I'm not going to take it apart. You can see where the batteries are at. I took a little bitty screwdriver and pried it open. There's not much in there other than this board and the beacons. And I got the beacons to work, so I'll show you that. So the button that came with the beacon is missing. They took it out in favor of the new structure. So, but I could still get it working, and I used this paper clip. So I took this paper clip bent around, and those 2 holes there, I scratch across them, and you scratch it again, and it'll do a different function. Again, that one's cool. Scratch it again. Now there's it stays on all the time, but that's a little bit too bright. There's a constant on. If you scratch it really quick one more time, there it is. There's the I'm 99% positive that's the light that they used on the show, the setting, and then it was mounted on the wall. What they did is they took this and mounted it on the wall. And as you can see, it'll shine on the back. Here, I turn the lights down, and yeah, just hang on the wall there. And that's probably what I'll do. I'll probably just hang this on the wall somewhere, and use it as a decoration. This USB hub, it lights up too. So I just plugged it in, and there's a blue light that shines. And I don't remember seeing a blue light in the Expanse, but and I don't remember a wire going into the device up here. All I remember is wire coming out at the bottom, dummy wire. That looks pretty cool too, though. But like I said, I don't think it was in there because that would be too obvious. So I thought that was cool. There's some other props on eBay for the Expanse, and the prop store just had a big auction, which saddens me because I was hoping that they continue the Expanse, and they got rid of. I mean, it's a bad sign when they start selling all the props off. Stargate did that a few years ago, so that means it's the end. But they could start another Expanse up because I think the book jumps 30 years in the future, so it would be all different stuff probably anyway. I haven't read the books, but I'm going to. I absolutely love The Expanse. It's one of my favorite. It might be my favorite TV series now. You can get an actual panel from the Rossi. It's on eBay. Very expensive. There's clothes that some of the cast wore. There's some. I like the blinky stuff. I like stuff that I can like hang on the wall or something instead of clothes. I'd love to have one of those Rossi panels. It's just a piece of sheet metal. That's all it is. It doesn't even have any paint or coloring on it. It was like part of the outside shot, maybe when Amos was walking around outside. If I could get one of them that had the painted, the lady, you know, I'd really like that. But I mean, it's just, you're talking about $1,500, $2,000 for a piece of sheet metal, and I just can't do that. And you hang it on the wall, it's a piece of sheet metal, unless it's got like, you know, the lady that Amos painted on there, or maybe it would have an R for Rossi or something. That would be cool. But if it's just a piece of sheet metal, I'd rather have something like this that is, you know, halfway recognizable, and I can hang on the wall. Alrighty, well, thanks for suffering through that with me. And I've got some more props that I've acquired. I'm going to show them off. And in addition to the Eagle Moss, all those Eagle Moss ships that I got, I'm going to start doing some close-up reviews of those. So, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next video.